D Rock. Hopefully, all of you are having a wonderful day. It is Thursday, August 4th, 2:02 p.m. Streaming a bit later than we usually do, but nonetheless, we're doing a stream. The overall crypto market cap is sitting right around $1.057 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at 40.8%. ETH dominance sitting at 18.4%. As you can see, Bitcoin has come down a little bit more. It's our last stream, sitting at 22.5. ETH sitting right below $1,600. BNB right above $300. Cardano below 50 cents. Solana at $38. Looking at the 1 minute chart, we can see since the beginning of the day, we have come down a little bit. Things aren't looking too great. We kind of found some support right here around 22.7. The bulls were able to drive price back above $23,000. Bears took over once more, brought us back to 22.7 to test that line of support. Bulls brought it up back above 23 again, and Bears brought it below as low as 22.4. And now we're trying to see if that holds. Looking at the bigger picture on the daily chart, I do think we are going to go a bit lower. I don't know exactly how much lower, maybe like right around here, right around 22 we bottom, maybe 21, or who knows, maybe something freakish happens and sends the market tumbling another $2,000 to $3,000. Who knows? No one has a crystal ball. Remember, everything you hear in the video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Bitcoin fanatic Michael Saylor down as MicroStrategy CEO. Saylor will stay as executive chairman and says the move will allow him to double down on the company's Bitcoin acquisition strategy. Cloud software company MicroStrategy today announced that Michael Saylor, a Bitcoin advocate who has served as the company's chief executive officer since 1989, will step down as CEO and transition to a new role of executive chairman. Fang Li, the company's president, will assume the role of CEO of MicroStrategy, which is currently the public company with the largest Bitcoin treasury. The changes take effect on Monday, August 8th, in about 4 days' time, and according to Saylor, the role will allow him to focus even more significantly on the firm's Bitcoin holdings. I will remain an executive officer of the company and chairman of the board of directors, as well as assuming the chair of investments committee and leading our Bitcoin acquisition strategy, Saylor said on the company's 2022 Q2 earnings call just this past Tuesday. My focus is Bitcoin advocacy and education, like with Bitcoin mining console, and being spokesperson and envoy to global Bitcoin community. Describing the move as expanding and reorganizing the managing team, Saylor said it had been a decision 7 years in the making. It was carefully considered and planned at the board leadership for many years. He said it was clear to company watchers that Lee was heir apparent. When asked what changes he wanted to make as CEO, the new CEO said this is a business as usual transition, very aligned in how to run an enterprise software company and very aligned with Bitcoin acquisition strategy. I don't have any significant changes planned. The biggest change we've observed is Chief Financial Officer Andrew Kang joining us 2 months ago to run the financial organization. We're actually expanding the management team with Andrew, a full-time finance executive. Saylor clarified our balance sheet has grown with earnings and ability to issue equity, and the explosion of our enterprise business value from $600 million to $5.5 billion means the finance function has become a full-time job. So they've almost 10x from 600 million to 5.5 billion. Pretty crazy. The three of us make a great team and work together well, he added. Prior to the earnings call, the company issued a press release announcing the leadership change. I believe that splitting the roles of Chairman and CEO, will us to better pursue our two corporate strategies of acquiring, holding Bitcoin, and growing our enterprise analytics software business. Saylor said in the release, as executive chairman, I will be able to focus more on our Bitcoin acquisition strategy and related Bitcoin advocacy initiatives, while Fong will be empowered as CEO to manage overall corporate operations. As of June 29th, MicroStrategy held 129,699 Bitcoin, or about $2.99 billion worth at today's current prices. Per the company, the coins were acquired at an average of $30,664 a piece, which means the firm is currently underwater in its investment. Pretty interesting stuff. I think it's better for the world, better for investors, for Michael Saylor to kind of step down and focus more on Bitcoin and MicroStrategy's acquisition of acquiring Bitcoin and such. I think that's pretty bullish. I mean, uh, just in Bitcoin had helped us weather the financial storm, according to Michael Saylor. He also said, I would recommend Bitcoin to anybody looking for superior treasury strategy. He also said buying Bitcoin has been a screaming home run for us. And he's saying that while they're underwater. So he must be pretty bullish on it long term. Sees the long term potential. I can now become a more enthusiastic advocate for Bitcoin. Guess he's saying this in the aftermath of him stepping down as a CEO. Just a reminder that Jack Dorsey, Jack Mallers, and now Michael Saylor are all working on Bitcoin full time. How can you not be bullish? Again, bullish sentiment's kind of kicking in. Breaking Bitcoin backed US dollars go live in El Salvador. Stablecoins now on the Lightning Network. Pretty cool stuff. We have the big banks making comments, like Morgan Stanley saying we are bullish on El Salvador bonds. Again, they see the long term potential with El Salvador making Bitcoin legal tender just a little under a year ago. Pretty big stuff. And then another big bank, Bank of America this time, that falling exchange Bitcoin balances and rising stablecoin inflows into the exchanges is rather bullish. I somewhat agree with that. It kind of is a signal somewhat that the market has potentially bottomed. It could be a fake out, but it's good that we're seeing stable coins coming into exchanges and stuff like that. Over in Japan, ATMs are back. Bitcoin ATMs to be exact, for the first time since 2018. Not exactly sure why they were offline or out of commission for 4 years, but good to see that they're back. Anthony Scaramucci believes that Bitcoin has already bottomed and the fair value of one Bitcoin is roughly $40,000. CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, says Bitcoin at $35,000 end of year. I'd fucking take that. Pretty bullish again. Oxford City Football Club took Bitcoin for match day tickets. Again, more and more vendors, whether it's ticket vendors for Oxford City Football Club, whether it's for NFL, MLB. I can see this occurring more and more as time goes on, as brands, corporations, institutions, etc., realize the importance of having Bitcoin on their balance sheet long term. Proposed U.S. Senate legislation will treat Bitcoin and Ether as commodities under CFTC. That would be quite the change up, because, to my understanding, the SEC with Gary Gensler, they kind of regulate Bitcoin and Ether. So would be interesting to see this be pushed through or passed. Just a friendly reminder that Pelosi's family got caught, so they sold $5 in Nvidia semiconductor stock last week, right before Congress is set to vote on semiconductor subsidies. Now Pelosi flies to semiconductor world headquarters, Taiwan, to pump the stock. Follow the hay, don't follow the hype. I wonder what he meant by $5. Is it 5 million, 5 billion? Not sure. Either way, there was conflict of interest, so that's why Pelosi, to my understanding, had to sell the stock. But nonetheless, she's trying to, I guess, recoup her losses by going over to Taiwan and potentially make some deals via semiconductor production. I believe that a company may be opening a shop in Arizona, which would be rather big because instead of having all our chips and semiconductors being constructed over in Taiwan, which is right off the coast of China, which time and time again they've expressed how they believe that Taiwan is solely theirs, one China rule, one China policy, while the U.S. one day says that they support one China policy. They have next day Nancy Pelosi going over there to give some sort of support, or I don't know what's going on. Things aren't adding up. Let me know what you guys think down below, and just to show you that that people in Taiwan don't even want Nancy Pelosi there because they realize that Nancy Pelosi is playing with fire by going over to Taiwan after China has expressed multiple times that if what they deem their sovereignty being threatened via U.S. Delegators or U.S. Government personnel coming over to Taiwan, they view that as a threat and they will um, take action. They're doing military exercises, pardon me, basically shelling off the coast of Taiwan and stuff like that. A lot of tanks have been spotted over in that region as well. They have amphibious tanks and such off the coast of China, kind of like surveying the beaches and stuff. Again, they're clearly threatening the Taiwanese people, but we do have to realize that the act is up. I mean, people are fed up here. We have some people from Taiwan protesting Nancy Pelosi's visit, saying, "Get out, troublemaker Nancy Pelosi, American witch, get out of Taiwan, China." Whoops, that doesn't fit the narrative at all. Another thing to point out is while the war in Ukraine's kind of falling apart, Russia's taking the lead. It's the dominating force right now. They're taking more and more land each and every day. Um, the military industrial complex, or whatever you want to call it, even the Western hegemony, NATO and such, they're they're deciding to drop Woody right here, which happens to be the Ukraine war, and they're preferring to go to war with China via Taiwan, via arguments over Taiwan's sovereignty. Again, it's about sovereignty, even though we don't respect other nations' sovereignty, i.e., Venezuela, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, etc., just to name a few. But let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think we need to stand up for the Taiwanese people, or do you think we should just let them figure their shit out? Again, if we respect state sovereignty, that's more or less what we would do. We just let them figure it out. Only get involved if we absolutely need to. But war hawks on the conservative side, or the Republicans, are pushing for war with Taiwan, just like many of them did, along with many, many Democrats pushing for war with Ukraine. So we're kind of in a predicament. There's not too many senators or House of Representatives representatives in the House that are pushing back against war, that are anti-war at this time. Only a few. Just in 91% of the $21 million Bitcoin supply has now been mined. Only 9% over the next 118 years. And again, guys, as more and more big banks um, get bullish on Bitcoin, as more and more vendors start allowing Bitcoin to be used to purchase goods, tickets, etc., commodities, whatever it may be, there's going to be a massive supply crunch for Bitcoin. So get stacking right now. Buying under 30K, in my opinion, is a real deal break, is a real steal right now. Again, I was, just to show you guys experience, I was buying Bitcoin as high as roughly like $60,000 less than a year ago, because I bought into the hype. Bitcoin is going to 100K. Moral of the story: just stack a little bit each week if you can. If you can only buy every other week or whatever, however much you can throw at it without getting into debt, or getting biting off more than you can chew financially for that month. Uh, go for it. Get stacking. I hope all of you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll be back tomorrow. I think I'm going to do either a 9 a.m. stream, or I may do like a 2 p.m. stream, kind of like today, because I do need to go to work a bit earlier tomorrow. But nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when we go live next. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then, take care and invest wisely.